Hello guys, and today we have another review, and it's on the Nerf Elite 2.0 Warden. This is the Elite 2.0 version of the rough cut, and it's famous for breaking. Mine does not break because this is the new one. Let's talk about it, but after this intro. So, the Warden is an 8-shot Smart AR 2-shot shotgun, meaning it shoots 2 darts at once. It's also 2-stage, so you can shoot 1 dart at a time. But we'll get to that later. Before that, let me address breaking. This blaster used to break at the priming handle. It would snap or lock up. And because it's, well, or not screwed together but clipped together and soldered and welded and glued together, you can't really open it up. But this one doesn't break because it's the new one from the double defense pack. You might also be able to get a new one from just the normal, just the Warden, but mine doesn't have any of the problems that the last Warden did. So this will be an overly positive review, but I will note the breaking later, in my opinion. So yeah, let's get onto it. Starting at the front, we have 8 barrels that you put your darts into, just like that. And it will first fire the left dart, then the right one. Or the right one will be the first and then the left one. That's only really important for the 2-shot or the 2-stage trigger, but still it's not that important. Of course, this is a shotgun, meaning that by priming it and having a dart in each barrel, it will fire 2 darts at once, like that. And let's address the prime. The prime smoothness is really smooth. Listen to this. That is really smooth. Just look at it. That is very smooth. And honestly, even though it usually breaks, the priming is amazing. The grip, or the pump grip, is really good also. It has a nice back stop, a teeny tiny front stop, but you don't really need a bigger one. And it's overall bigger than the rough cuts. It doesn't have any rough edges, unlike Barrett's one. So overall it's a really nice pump grip that does have some plastic quality issues, but overall it is a really nice, comfy, nice prime. At the top we have a sling attachment point. We have a sling attachment point here, and we have a rail over here. You don't really put stuff on shotguns, but you can put a scope or dart storage on there. You also have some details, but we'll talk about that later. Here we have the Warden logo. Again, we'll talk about that later, and the Nerf logo. Again, we'll talk about that later. Now the trigger is a leaf spring trigger, but it is still not bad. It is smushy and a bit crunchy, but it is a 2-stage trigger, which means that when you prime the blaster, you can fire one and then the other dart. Of course, you can do that by just pulling like that, but it's way easier if you just put your finger like this. And you can do it very easily even if you're in the heat of the battle. I wouldn't recommend doing that because this is a 2-shot shotgun and that's the whole point of it, but you can do it and that is really nice. Down to the grip. The grip is nice and not good at the same time. The grip itself is really comfy and pretty good for this blaster, and as I hear, better than the rough cut. The only problem being this little notch over here. Why is that? Well, because there is a teeny tiny bit of the trigger that goes there, and I'm pretty sure that the spring is also in there. Thus meaning that this little notch is the trigger, meaning it needs to be there. Now in theory it should be nice for your finger to kind of ride up on there, but if you hold it wrong, or like this, well then your finger goes there and that doesn't feel comfy. But most of the times you'll just hold like this, and at that point it feels really nice and makes it a bit more comforting. So overall, the grip could be really good or really bad, depending on how long your fingers are. My fingers are pretty long, so it does feel a bit weirder. But let's talk about the rest of the blaster, and that being the, well, plastic quality and design. But before that, we also have slam fire, that is just holding out the trigger, then priming, pushing forward, and it automatically fires. Yeah, pretty standard. So yeah. Plastic quality. We'll do that first this time. The plastic quality is actually not bad. Although some parts are a bit more squishy than the others, like this one. I don't know if you can see it, I'm not very good at showing it, but it is a bit more squishy. But the plastic feels heavy and sturdy. The only thing that really creaks are the handle, and the front pump grip. Yeah, the front pump grip is the cheapest part of the blaster and just feels so creaky. Fortunately, when you prime it, you don't hear it, so it's okay. I can forgive them. The plastic quality is not the best, and as I said, there are very little screws, and it's all wet and welded and glued together. Not good hairspray. The design is pretty much the same as every other Elite 2.0 first wave blaster. That's meaning you have the 2 bolts, you have the dots, you have the Elite 2.0 logo, you have it's called, okay, this is actually kind of special to this blaster, blah 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 blah. You have Warden logo, not even on the other side. You have the Nerf logo, which is not painted, but this side it is. And overall, not that much design, and this gray piece, the black piece, even though the blaster really lacks paint, because of all the designs of the Elite 2.0, mainly the dots and the Elite 2.0 logo, it does give it some nice looks, and it makes it look pretty cool on the other side too. So overall, the design is actually pretty cool. It looks a bit more futuristic than the rough cut, although it does end up looking a bit more boxier. I don't know how you think about that, but it is pretty cool and I kind of like the design. Let's go into the firing test. Okay, so first I'll shoot 8 tech shot waffles or air pocket darts. Normal fire, 8 2-stage trigger fire, and then 8 slam fire at the target over there 15 feet away. This is not show to performance, just shooting the blaster, blah 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 blah. Either way, let's go shoot it. So the Warden shoots about the same as the rough cut, meaning it doesn't really shoot at the elite bar, but at the shotgun slash smart AR blaster bar. That is mainly because the smart ARs, as they go down, there is more of a distance between the plunger and the tube actually, so it decreases in performance. Thus meaning that the performance is a bit less, and because you have to make the prime easy for 8-year-olds, and well, you need to fire 2 darts, the performance is a bit less. We're talking about mid to low 60s down to the low 50s. Not bad, especially when you're shooting 2 darts. And actually, this blaster is a bit better with elite darts, meaning because they're so inaccurate and random, you'll probably get 2 kills with it, or tags, instead of 2 darts hitting 1 person. Still, I like to use more accurate darts. So, what do I think about this blaster? Overall, I really like this blaster. I'm about to put a top 5 favorites episode or sometime, and you better believe this is at least going to be an honorable mention because I really like the blaster. I don't hate the grip, I really like the prime, and I like shooting 2 darts at once. Now there are a bit problems, you cannot open it. It does have a leaf spring that's making the 2-stage trigger a bit harder. As you could see in my firing test, at the first shot I shot 2 darts instead of just 1. But that usually just happens at the first fire, not ever on the second or any of the other fires. But the blaster, if you could open it and if it had a slightly better plastic quality, yeah, it would be perfect. Why? Well, it broke, and even if you fix something that so it doesn't break, it did leave a bad taste in the mouth. And most YouTubers, even though they know this fixed, welcome a 7. Especially, he was excited about this blaster, and when it worked, he liked it. The prime is super smooth, but it broke. And there is no excuse for that. And why is the camera angling? What the frick? But either way, the blaster is great. Is it better than the rough cut? Technically yes. The prime, the grip, and in my opinion, honestly, the looks, yeah. But it breaks, and you cannot open it. So Nerf, you had a good try, but the pandemic really hit you. This right here, if it doesn't break, it's a great blaster. If we could open it, it would be great. Unfortunately, I can't recommend you get one, unless you really want the double defense pack, or you just want the Warden to review or to get, yeah, sure. But if you want to mod it, no, not really. Although honestly, the Warden is not really moddable, as the rough cut is neither, so not all that bad. While I like this blaster, I can't really recommend it. So yeah, I hope you like this review. I honestly did like it, and yeah, this week was a bit easier than it's supposed to be. They delayed a bunch of the tests, so there will be a week this Sunday or Saturday, somewhere around that. I hope it's going to be on the Lock Blaster, because I really want to do a video on that. But either way, I hope you like this video, and I hope we can get to 500 at least in this week. Oh, okay, that's 20 subscribers in a few days. Either way, I hope you like this video. My name is Nixie, and bye bye.